Happy Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. We almost there. Um, we are halfway through the week. I know y'all happy because I know I'm happy. Um, and I don't know how y'all week been going, but mine's been pretty okay. Um, I ain't had too many issues. I've been doing good. I've been staying on top of my stuff. And I hope y'all have too. So, I'm on here because it was a question that my sister had ended up asking on Facebook Live. No, I lied. It wasn't Facebook Live. She made a reel about it. And the question was, what would you tell your 18-year-old self now that you wish you would have said then? So I thought about it and I said, you know what? Let me think about it because I never actually really thought about it. Because when I was 18, I was a pretty good kid for the most part. I had my struggles, especially, when your teenage years, once it come to boys and things like that. And I had to really sit down and think about what would I have told myself. And I'm sure there's some other things that I could tell myself, but here are a few things that I would have told myself then that I wish now. One, if you are desiring marriage, to educate yourself on marriage and how to become a good wife if you have not had a model for yourself. Two, have a plan. Have a plan, stick to the plan, and don't worry about guys. Don't worry about guys then. Guys could have came later. You didn't, we as 18-year-olds, we were who we were at 18, right? And now that I think about my 18-year-old self, it's pretty vague. I remember certain things. Like, of course, high school events, I was able to do homecomings and stuff like that because certain periods of high school, I went to homecoming. There was periods of times where I couldn't do anything because of my circumstances. But at 18 years old, I had a boyfriend then. And I think that was like my very first serious relationship that I would consider serious. Because we went a little bit over a year and a half. We could have went longer, but we did it. So, hi Valerie. So, as I'm sitting here, think about that. I'm curious if you are 18 watching this, 18 or older, what is something you would tell yourself? I mean, even if you are at 18, what is something that you think you would tell yourself now that you will follow through later? Because like with me, when I was 18, I was going to school. But to be honest with you, I had a plan, but I didn't think I was really set on that plan. So I wanted to go to school to be a psychiatrist, to be in psychiatry, to study psychology. When I was in high school, psychology was interested in me. So I said, you know what? I want to try that. But once I actually started taking courses, I realized, yeah, that's not it, right? I don't think I want to do that anymore. And I wish I would have been more focused on what I really wanted to do and try to figure out what I really wanted to do. And now, as I'm becoming a parent, well, I am a parent, and I've been a parent for the past couple of years now. And it's a lot of things I probably would have changed about myself, especially mentally. Mentally, I was there, but I still had that young mindset. So, I, I said that, sorry, I was reading some of the comments that I got. I mean, if you gonna own it that at that time you was a bitch, own it. If you're not that then good. You're not. I wasn't really always a mean person. you had to really do something to me for me to be me. So I wasn't really a B word, but if you acknowledge the fact that you were one at that time, acknowledge it, own it, as long as you changed it. That's the main important thing. Change. The change within yourself and how you're seeing those changes has made your life easier or if it made your life harder. Um, I honestly wish I would have did a lot of things differently. I used to sneak. I used to do all type of crazy things. Like I never like yeah, I did all type of crazy things. They might be minuscule to some people, but that was big to me because I was always portrayed as, oh, that's the quiet girl. Oh, that's the good girl. She's the one that don't do stuff. This, that, and that. And I was I was the total opposite. Was it frequent? No. But I knew how to play my game and I knew how to play my game well. And that's the last thing I want to teach my kids. So guess what I did? I started to change myself. But I honestly think that I think everyone should really think about that. Um, you should really think about that because what would you tell yourself now that you would have told then? It's a lot of things. Invest in stocks. Invest, start learning about stocks. Start learning about investing. The proper ways to invest. Anything financial, I wish we would have did that early on because you'll be surprised how financially set we probably would have been now, vice versa than trying to figure it out now with kids. If some of you don't know, I've been a stay-at-home mom for the past couple of years, and financially, it's okay, but of course, you always want your own money. And I make the choice to stay home, and I enjoy every moment on it. Um, but I do remember, and when I was 18 years old, I got a settlement, and I blew it off. I shouldn't have blew it off. I blew that money off. I ain't gonna say I blew it off right away, but I definitely blew it off, and I should have used it to pay off school, to pay off a semester, to do whatever it is I needed to do to make sure I wasn't in debt with anything, including school, when I was in school. I think 18-year-old me was just living in the moment. And I think a lot of people, when they turn 18, they're living in the moment. Some people have a plan and they continue with their plan. But a lot of 18-year-olds, once you get out to that world, they really don't know. They figuring it out. They are figuring it out just like everyone else. I've seen so many people that changed and has evolved in certain areas after high school, and I've seen people deteriorate. So, um, I'm curious. What would you tell your 18-year-old self? If you were 18 now, what would you tell yourself? Because I honestly would tell myself to be more aware. I was aware, don't get me wrong, because I was quiet and I was always looking around. But educating myself on certain things, I should have been educating myself a long time ago. But it comes to your system too. Um, also, um, um, I think once you hit 18 is a very high. I ain't gonna say high. 18-year-olds, to me, it's a unique year because you're like, yo, I'm finally considered as an adult. I could do what I want. Nobody could tell me nothing because guess what? I'm 18 and I can do what I want because America and in society, 18-year-old, you're considered legal. I mean, not legal, but you consider adult. You're old enough, you develop enough to know right from wrong and things like that. So I'm curious, what would you have told yourself? And I'm gonna keep asking the question because I haven't seen nobody really answer the question except for one. Not really sure if she was joking or not, but you know, I'm just curious. What would you tell your 18-year-old self? And to be honest with you, I might come back on here and do another live because I think I really want to sit down and think about that. Um, and hopefully I could get some other people replies to see what they say. What would you tell your 18-year-old self? Because when I was 18, I had a boyfriend. He went to prom with me and stuff like that. I went away to school because I didn't get accepted into the school that he was at the moment. So I went to Kentucky. Definitely should have did a lot of things differently. Um, I should have did a lot of things differently. I did a lot of stupid shit. Um, and I'm owning up to it. And I know I did a lot of dumb stuff, and I shouldn't have done it. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that did the same thing. They did a lot of dumb stuff that they wish they wouldn't have done now. So, before I get off here, for real, sit down and think about it. Because, sometimes you don't really sit down and actually think about it. You don't actually sit down and really think about those things, especially when you are going through life. So, I'm going to get off here, and I'm going to actually probably sit down and jot down some things. And I'm going to ask my fiance the same thing, just to see what he would say. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he had a kid before then, by 17, 18. So I'm curious on what people have to say about themselves and what they would do. All right, y'all. I'm getting off here. I will be back a little bit later. Um, and peace out. I love you guys. Bye.